Waddy.
How's been a week, my guy?
Oh man, it's been one of those weeks. You would say, like, yeah, things always happen because when you are, a lot of things just catch your attention, man.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, I actually watched. I don't know. Have you watched Louis Theroux's Men's Fear on Netflix?
I think so.
On the flicks.
I think so. Yeah.
You know that thing actually, you know what? It left me thinking. It was very intriguing. I mean, you can tell the angle that Louis tried to go from.
Was it the one about three guys who were social media influencers?
Yeah, sort of social media influencers, and their agenda.
The agenda, yes,
is more from like a toxic masculinity kind of approach. And I think, you know what, with Louis, he had an agenda, and he probably took the extreme of the extremes in those spaces, you know. And obviously these guys get to be a bit too much, because, you know, you're looking at a situation where they want to be these dominant male figures.
Yeah. So
They just treat women literally like trash.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's certain things that they can do, but their women cannot do.
Shouldn't. Yeah.
You know, they want to sort of reverse where progress has gone to. All right. I think the building is
falling. I think the building is falling.
It's falling.
The building is falling.
Big time.
Literally.
But yeah, work with us, people. Work with us. But you see, coming back to the point is, I also I actually ended up after watching this whole thing, and I had to think about it from an African
point of view,
male point of view, and then trying to sort of balance where we are with the modern times. And also not losing our values or our identity as an African man, you know, because we have been thrown into a deep end where we are just supposed to catch up with what modern life is, you know, where what a man is supposed to do. And there's a lot of things that is happening that somewhat, you know, there's things that are now seen as taboo. You know, from how, say, our fathers and grandfathers used to handle being men.
Exactly.
Of a household. And but then, you know, I had to think, are we now being forced to scratch something that is within our DNA? Because remember, we're all primal, man. To a certain extent, there's an animalistic instinct. No matter where you are in the modern world, you're out there to get it. You are trying to it's sort of, you know, survival of the fittest. Would be whatever line of industry you are in, you want to be out at the top. And, you know, same as maybe back in the days, the men would go out and hunt. You know, some guys would come with a small little rabbit, some guys would come empty-handed, some guys get the whole kudu, you know. Some guys, you know, navigated themselves in a way, but it was about the primal thing where men go out there to hunt, and they bring home something. And there were certain roles that were engraved from a traditional sense.
Yes.
That this is what a man must do, this is what a woman must do.
Yes. Yeah.
And then there were certain things and procedures that we did that would establish you as a man. Because if you look at even other cultures, even up to now, say for example, you go and pay, you know, a dowry, or, you know, the bride price from the wife's family, and then you've done that, and when you bring your wife to your homestead, you know, some cultures go in and actually give the wife a new name. She's not carrying that name from her household, because she's now coming into the household. Now you are part of our family and we're going to put you in a certain position.
Yeah.
You are now assuming a new identity.
Yeah.
You are, let's not focus on where you're from or whatever you were brought up to be, but you are now getting into this role of this family that you are in. And, you know, with that also being said, that means that when the woman comes into the homestead, she has to sort of take up, understand what her role is.
Her place.
What is her place?
Yeah.
You know, in this new setup, which is the family structure and being a wife to this man. So when we are having now to assimilate to what modernicity has brought us, you know, there's a lot of confusion, because I think the roles might have changed. Our wives, unlike back in the days where less women went to work and most of the women stayed at home, took care of the household and everything. Now the wives are going out there, they are achieving, which is a great thing. Nothing wrong with that. But then when it comes to, say, the homestead, how is respect still carried out within that sphere? Because remember now, we sort of judge ourselves according to what you bring to the table.
Okay. I think for me, I see life differently, and I see marriage differently. The way I treat my family, the way I feel men should do, it shouldn't change because of modern world or the pressure of the society. You know, like now, our ladies or our wives or our females, they are modernized. You see, the social media pressure.
Yeah, true.
But then, if you go and follow what social media leads you to, bro, you'll be messed up. You know what I mean? I was actually telling you where a situation whereby someone came to my house, a wife's friend, right? Then they drank my bottle. There was war in the house. You know what I mean? Because I felt disrespected. Like, you have got beer or any alcohol beverage in the fridge.
Yeah.
That is meant for any Jack and Jill walks in. If you want to offer them a drink, you offer them that. Not go into my special shelf where there is my whiskey, there is all these things which I drink when I'm chilling. And sometimes you've never seen me bringing friends and offering them that. I've given them whatever is in the fridge, right? Then you bring on your friend, someone I don't even know, then I'm not even at home, right?
Yeah.
When we were growing up, if a friend or my father's neighbor or his friend or whatever asks for a spanner, our mothers used to say, did you talk to him first? Or did you call him? Find out from him, because I don't know where they are. But yet these are the same women who will be cleaning the house and they know where everything is.
Yeah.
You understand? Because they knew that at their capacity as a wife, you can't take your husband's things and give them to a friend. You know what I mean? So, but now you should be like, it's just alcohol, so what? You know what I mean?
And also the concept of what's yours is mine and what's mine is yours. So anything that's in the house is ours.
So for me, I've remained stagnant and resolute in certain things. Like, I don't tolerate certain things. I walk in carrying stuff which I would have brought from work, or I go to town and then I'm carrying a paper bag. If I walk in carrying a plastic bag and my wife or my daughter or any of my kids, they don't greet me before they take it from my hand. Trust me, I'll take it back. Give it someone in the street. Because for me, that's disrespect. You see what I mean? I still have got that core African in me, where as a father, these are things which should happen and these are things which shouldn't happen. You know what I mean? I walk in from work, there's no food. The wife has to cook. I can help. Trust me, I'll help you. I can clean the house. I spend most of my off days with my son. You know, I do all those things.
Yeah.
But don't expect me that when I'm tired also and I'm like, there's no food in the house, then you come to me, besides you working, and you say to me, you can cook because you can cook because we both work. No. There are roles in the house. When rent is not paid, you come to me. That's if I'm to ask you for money and say, dude, you know what? Can you hook me up with 10K? I want to pay my rent. I've played a part to make sure that we still are paying rent. I'm not just sitting down and saying you will deal with it, because that's my role as a husband, to make sure that the family is eating, the family has got a house, right? But now, so these are simple rules, and the wife needs to know that besides her being tired or the husband not working, but is there food being prepared? You might not be physically going to the stove and prepare, but the initiative, Ogoti, guys, what is being eaten in the house? Because that's your role as your wife. Yeah. You make sure that the initiative, the motion is on, because that's your role, But now, hey, bro.
But now, what's the compromise, Joe? Listen, I'm going to give you just like an example, and it's happening nowadays. You meet your wife as a girlfriend. Maybe after they've come out of university, you two, you've gotten your line of job, whatever. Initially, let's say you are earning more, or you're earning whatever you bring is equal, right? But through whatever, she might be driven to educate herself more or gets promotions quicker than you do in a line of work, and somehow you're already married during that part, right? She's now bringing in the bulk of the income into the household. It is happening nowadays. Because
100%,
we have finding women who are CEOs, women who are leaders in whatever spheres. They are women who are successful in business, And what is the compromise? Because I feel a lot of disrespect is coming from where
your mic is running away.
Was it running away? Yeah. Sorry about that.
Now you're good.
So there's a lot of disrespect where, and I think it's coming around from the environment that surrounds us. You know what? Now the wife is the one who's earning more. She's the one who's getting better lines of credit for a car. Maybe if you want to upgrade a house, the wife's income is actually the one that's really making the difference there. Yeah. And then where are you now feeling less of a male, or do you feel challenged to say you might not be able to come out at home and say, listen here, I need my food prepared because she's bringing bulk. She's just come from a conference where she was heading, or she runs a company with 300 individuals, a lot of males that she's controlling and giving orders about, and then coming into the house and then finding you sitting down. You've also had your day at work, let's say, and then she comes in, but you obviously, because this is where you are. You're still trying to hold on to that core and say, right, that kitchen is still yours, madam. Okay, can you go sort it out?
So this is my take. My wife is, I think she's now heading towards being a manager, but she's got a little bit of a high office, right?
Yeah.
I always tell her that you being given those responsibilities at work, it means you are capable of running a home. As a mother, as a wife, that's a challenge. I don't come from work and fail to eat just because you can, because you're working. First, this is your first challenge at home, regardless of how much you earn, what you do, or what you hold. When you walk in my house, you are a wife. That's me.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. And right now, I always say to her, ha, my guy, how are you? Then I call her with the title, right? Say, dude, we cannot eat here because we have got you in the house. So you need to know, because what you're doing at work, you're problem solving. So you are solving more problems than I am.
Okay.
So you need to solve a problem.
So she's solving the family problem.
Exactly.
All
She needs to solve the family problems within her portfolio.
Okay.
Right? There's no food in the house. She deals with that. I don't deal with that. The kids, they need more Pampers or whatever. She needs to do that. She might say, baby, can you buy me, right?
Okay.
Can you pass me this? Can you bring me this? I will gladly do it, right? But what I'm saying is, I'm not going to take the initiative to say, in the house, grocery, this is the list of a grocery. Me sit down and write a grocery list.
Okay. Yes.
Hell no.
All right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I get that.
Yes.
Get that.
I'm not gonna let her say, baby, I'm going to town. I need to meet these guys and arrange how we're gonna plan the house and all those things. I need a draftsman to draw the plan. No. Even if it's her money doing it, but as a man, that's your role to do those things.
Yeah.
Where the money is coming from, dude, fuck that. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna. What I believe in is the amount of money which you bring in the house shouldn't change how the hierarchy is.
Well, that's true. That's true. But now,
and I understand where you're coming from. That sometimes women, they grow an ego to think that in reality, sometimes they feel that, you know what, I'm bringing more in the house so I can run this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But sometimes you need to be man enough and say, you know what? Because for me, bro, I don't want to feel less of a man in the house just because someone is bringing more in. If we can't meet halfway or we can't compromise, then I'm out.
Then here's another dynamic.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, obviously, within your household, your wife and yourself might have an understanding.
Yeah.
Things are going well. But then there is this dynamic that comes from the family outside. Say, is particularly, say, the wife's family, parents, siblings, friends, cousins, workmates, whatever. Knowing that, all right, the woman is the big...
is the big dog.
Is the big dog.
In the house.
When she comes in, in the house and everything, and she's putting more on the table to this guy. This guy is probably just still stuck in his... whatever small job, or he's just not moving anywhere.
Exactly.
He's not growing as much as the lady is growing.
Yeah.
So how does the respect that you need to command, because say when say maybe your brother-in-law, your sister-in-law, maybe your wife's friend, I may be going through a financial issue, traditionally, they would, even if it was, coming to want to borrow something or just ask for help here and there, they would rather want to go through you because, remember your wife is now in your household. That's Joe's house. And when they're coming, they're not just going to barge in.
Yes.
But knowing now there's that mentality that happens a lot that you hear when you're around those spheres where there are women that win more, that this is my daughter, this is my sister, so I can ask for help from my sister, and I don't need to go through her husband in that sense. And the respect also that you would command, say for example, you'd find yourself in a space where you are in the wife's family environment. How do you the moment you park that G-Wagon, that everybody knows that there could not have been a G-Wagon if it wasn't for the wife's income. You know what I mean? But you have come to that house driving it. There is that disdain.
I think.
And then how does it make you feel? Inside. I mean, we try to go through these things and say, and maybe your wife can say, don't worry about them, but it's still there. These things are there. There's the whispering behind. There's also that, condescending looks that you get from different people. That's there,
Okay, I think you see in a situation like that, where you feel maybe the relatives are disrespecting you, or the people around your wife on the wife's side, they're disrespecting you to the point where even your people they can start even disrespecting you. Yes, because they know that, if we don't do this, we are screwed. But now I think the onus is to the wife. If she understands who she is, her role, and it's like a wife who, when she fights with her husband, goes outside and talks about it to friends or to her relatives. She needs to protect the husband, and show the amount of respect which she shows to the husband around the relatives and friends. That's the same thing which everyone else will show, because they'll be like, why is it that she still shows so much respect to this guy, even though he earns less?
Yes.
Right. So the disrespect comes because of the wife. The respect comes again because of the wife. If she respects you, right? It's like you go to a funeral or a wedding, and your wife, and the food is being given to people. Then your wife will be like, no. Can you please give me food for my husband first before she eats, right? Then she's seen running around with by friends and family looking for Israel because she wants to give you the food. Then she's kneeling down at a wedding and gives you food. You know what I mean? So when people see that, they'll be like, okay, fine, we can't disrespect this guy. Whatever these guys are doing, we can't break it. Yeah. And you earn respect. You earn that respect. But if he doesn't, so its onus is on the wife.
Are the wives, are they protecting us?
Okay, most wives are not protecting us.
And why would you think that's the issue? Where
I think at some point, or it's maybe because of we don't have the aunts and uncles who would sit down with us and with our wives to tell them. Remember when your wife, when we were young, our mothers, when they were married, they would sit down with their aunts and they'll be told exactly the do's and the don'ts of a marriage, right? The respect and everything. Regardless of if you've got money, they'll know that when I'm coming, I'm giving my husband food. I don't tell him that your food is in the microwave. I go in the microwave, get the food, and serve him, right? But now you walk in, you're told, my guy, and she doesn't even stop to say hi or what. She just walks and says, your food is in the microwave. You know what I mean? But now it's because right now we are being raised by TV. We are raised by broken families, broken people. There is no that thing where you will go to sit down with your uncle and they will tell you about life and how to become a man. Men are weak.
Yeah.
Right? We don't have the uncles who would sit down with us and tell us, you know what, you don't do this. Because you think maybe if I lose this woman or if I do this, my life is not going to be the same and what, you know what I mean? But our uncles, our fathers, our grandfathers, they gave us the mentality to say, you know what, as a man, don't be afraid to start over again. As a man, you can restart your life 7-8 times and still go, right? But now we are weak. We are afraid to confront our wives because,
Yeah. So now, hey, with you having said that, which is a very good point, it's now that goes back to saying, now, are we still holding value in the marriages? Because the moment something just that doesn't happen the way you want it to happen, you're easy to say, you know what, I'm out. Or the wife will say, you know what, I don't need this because I can't be disrespected by somebody that I'm literally taking care of. You know, right? There's this case, let me give you an example.
Yeah.
That it went around social media but some years back.
Yeah.
So this lady is a doctor, right?
Yeah.
And then she was married to her husband, but he was not really bringing that much to the table. And then, so this lady, obviously, because she could afford things, they were in the city, she got a Mercedes, SUV for herself, a Mercedes SUV for the husband.
Yeah.
They're in a big house. But in all that, you know what, she was finding it hard to, trying to keep up with the expenses and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then she got another opportunity to earn more money, but out of town in the country.
Oh
and then
shit.
That meant, you know what, her expenses also
Yeah.
would be less, rentals and everything. And then she approached the husband and said, you know what, with us going out there, I don't think with our income right now, because most of it is falling on my shoulders.
Yeah.
I think we can downgrade on the cars that we have.
Yep.
How about we look for something small for you?
That is a woman.
And that is where everything went out of places. Like the husband flatly refused to say, you can't take my car away from me.
Yet the woman earns more.
The woman is the one who's earning more. That is the woman's. It's actually on her. It's on her car note. You know what I mean? The higher purchase. But now the guy is like, but why are you just coming up and taking my car from me?
Yeah.
All right. If we're gonna downgrade, why don't you downgrade and I maintain with my car? So now that's the whole. That was a whole little thing that was happening, because with social media, I think that story was put out there and there was a lot of debate happening.
I think,
So how do you feel? Is it right for the guy to say, you know what? No, you can't do this to me because maybe you've gifted this to me for my birthday.
Yeah.
And that was your birthday present to me.
It's still,
because same story, like if you back in the day, you would take you for a birthday, maybe get her hair done or buy that expensive Brazilian weave and everything, and maybe then have her go out to Fushini on your card or whatever, and then just spend whatever she needs to pay, but you have to pay up. So are you going to tell her, no, let's sell that hair, let's do this, let's have you do braids, let's not do this because I can't afford that?
I think for me, the man at a certain level is right to say you can't downgrade me, right? And the woman has to downgrade, even if she's the one who's bringing more. Still, is the hierarchy. Who is the husband? Who is the man in the house? But now the problem is we are making money decide or map our lives. It's money. Now we're not looking, there's no relationship anymore.
Yeah.
Right? There's no relationship. I was taught something that when you argue with your wife, with your spouse, right? If you guys have a disagreement and you're fighting. At the end of the day, you are not fighting that person. You can't be the winner or she can't be the winner.
Yeah.
What has to win is the relationship. Because at first when you guys met, you didn't see money, you saw a relationship, right? Money came in later. It's like kids.
But is it what's happening nowadays?
That's what I'm saying. That sometimes as people we don't see these things. Our mindset is corrupt. Our mindset is we are being brainwashed by people who flaunt stuff on social media and movies and TVs and all these things, and the pressure in and around. You spoke something about relatives. What I've realized which works is you need to limit the access of even relatives and friends within your family, what you guys do and what they see, right? It limits a lot of influence.
Yeah.
But now if you go out and you're showing off, you know what I mean? If your wife shows off,
and
they've got so much access, they'll come in. Then they'll influence your wife. Then you hear that, you know what, when a dog starts barking and then chewing and then threatening to bite you, then you know he's being fed somewhere.
So again, are we now just getting married because of the idea of what marriage is?
No, you get married.
Or are you getting married to the person? Because remember, I think when we say our vows, there's always that...
For better, for worse.
For better, for worse.
Yeah.
I think nowadays that for worse aspect is coming with terms and conditions.
Exactly.
There's an asterisk, right? That from the better for worse, that worse can only get this much worse.
Yeah.
All right? Because, like we were brought up in a situation where they would say husbands are like children.
Yeah, which is true. Very true.
And there's a lot of growing up they need to do in a relationship, in a marriage. All right? And somehow as a woman, although you might have a better solution, there's no way you can come to your husband, adjust into his face and say, no, what you're thinking is wrong. Let's do something different. You have to find a certain way of coaxing him right? That to just make it feel like it's his idea, but it was your guidance and stuff. But nowadays, I think obviously time is not on our side, or maybe people feel like, you know what, let me just say, because I need to be respected as an equal.
Yeah.
All right? Because now in marriages, we're supposed to be equal. But how far is equal? Because at the end of the day, when the wife earns more and you are earning less, she would not be, in most cases, bring the respect to you than you when you juxtapose that situation. Because remember, as a husband who earns a lot, even though you get home, you're bringing in the bulk, you take the money and say, here's the money.
You still give,
look at what we need to do with the house.
Yes.
Right? If it's about buying curtains, you are not there to buy curtains. It's about the whatever the makeup of the house. That is the wife's thing, and you respect it because you be like, hey, you know what? My madam doesn't like
doing this.
Doing this because this is hers. She's but it was you who facilitated all that. But you still say, no, that's yours. What's happening in your kitchen? What are we cooking? But it's your money that has bought everything. You don't come in there and say, I want you to put fish. Maybe there's a day that you want fish, but you have to call and request. Or before you leave for work, if she's a stay-at-home mom, you'll be like, hey, you know what? It's been a while since we ate fish, eh?
On a normal circumstance is the other way around, where the wife sometimes has to call the husband and say, baby, what should I prepare for you?
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah. Exactly.
What can I get? Do you want chicken? Do you want fish? All those things, right? But now it's the other way. You eat what I prepare.
What's
if you don't want, then that's
you know what? Yeah. That's the concept. So I think it goes back to what you just said. Husbands, are we being protected by our wives? Somewhat, because yes, we depend a lot on ego.
Yes,
we are driven by ego. And your achievements push you to achieve more. And you need to be recognized. That's why when we go out to drink at the pubs, a lot of men are talking a whole lot of shit to other men. They're just bragging about shit. Everybody is the man when they're explaining their situation. They are the hero of their story.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because that's the ego part. There's no guy who comes in and say, you know what, this thing is not really, because the moment you just show that weakness, then the guy will be like, why are you being so weak? I'm this and that. Now you are getting into a household where you are being told to do why you are weak. Look at me, I'm bringing this, and then you are not bringing all that.
That issue is very tricky, because when things happen, I feel people should embrace it and remain level-headed, because if we had choices in life, bro, we all could be millionaires.
Yeah,
but there's no man.
Not everybody can be a millionaire.
Yes, there is no man in his rightful sense who sit at the house and say, my wife earns more money, so I'm good with it. As a man, you are trying. As a man, you fight each and every day. But it's just life how it is, that probably your wife will earn more than you.
Yeah, and it's. I think we are now being pushed to compromise more, because obviously with your wife you can sit down and make plans and about where you want to go, what your ambitions are as a couple, and what you want to see as your family. And there comes an opportunity where your wife is now in a position where she can actually help you as the household with all your goals to actually move ahead. And it might call upon, because we've come to an age where some partners and some couples don't want having maids and people looking after their children or pairs, and somebody has to now be the one to do the school runs, make sure that the kids are taken care of. But now the wife is now in that situation where she can really push and achieve more from a financial standpoint. But you still have that ethos that you and your wife have already agreed upon. So now there's that sinking feeling of a husband of saying, you know what, my wife is now in this position. Do I now take the step back because I am respecting my wife and I'm seeing where she's going and where we might go as a couple? then I can be the one to take care of the other stuff, school runs, making sure that everything is just all the nitty gritty. I still have my little job, but you know what? My wife might be traveling a lot.
Yeah.
And then, it will call upon me to be the one, just
so
setting the
now
standard.
when in such a situation now is I always think, as a man, you need to pull up. You know what I mean? You need to show up. Now you have to show up harder. If it's school run, you do school run. You're done with it. If they're done with it, then from there you're doing your own guns. You're doing your own shit. I have to deal with this. I'm dealing with this. I'm going to deal with this. You know what I mean? Now you don't let your wife detect you. As a man, you just hustle your own corner. Do your own things. Bring your own 200 by the corner there, and then your 2 fish, and say, you put it in the house. I don't like it when a man, because your wife earns more, then you relax.
No, that's right. That's not going to happen. Unless you both agree upon it that we need one person to be at home.
As a man, you can't afford to do
See
that.
now, but even though you are bringing that 2 cents, those 2 fish that you can put on the table, and your wife is bringing in freaking the whole dam, is there going to be the same level of respect?
Like I said, I think this issue we need to bring in some ladies around.
I think we need ladies, definitely.
We need
so
ladies
women
around.
out there, we are inviting you. All right, let's cut it right here because it seems like it's one-sided, and we are very sore as men, as you can see. We didn't even introduce. We didn't say what's happening.
What God, people?
Yo, halfway through, and we're just saying what's happening. And thanks for watching, guys. Keep on liking and subscribing. Spread the news. Spread the cast to the people, man. We're just a movement moving.
This is your Uncle Joe's Diaries, and this is what we do. So,
absolutely, man.
Bro. You come with a heavy heart, man. You come with issues happening around the family.
Ooh, bro.
Dude, come on. Get some life. Get some life. Just take it easy, bro. Your artist. Let's talk about your artist.
Yeah. No, what's happened to my boy now? This Jesus.
It seems like we always talk about Holingende every episode, but so he was supposed to perform, and I think it was JT's album launch on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Aquatic.
Okay. Yeah, in Tungwiza, yeah.
There were a lot of artists there performing. I think Colors. I saw Colors was there. A lot of artists were there. Then he was supposed to perform.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So the story is there's a kid called Dero Shewe. I think he was on stage. Then they threw bottles and cans at him until he had to walk out.
Oh, shit.
Then they're calling that we want Ngende. Right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
When they wanted Ngende, because of his ego and everything, he says, I'm going to go on stage. Unfortunately, now, there's a certain crew which didn't like Ngende, I think, from the things which these guys have been saying about Shtungwiza, saying about fans and what. You know how Maloti and Ngende do sometimes. They just, they're reckless with their words. So now, Anzi Blaza gateme remote kare.
So, but on stage,
He didn't even perform.
So before he even got to go on stage,
he had to run away.
So then it's not his fault. Because remember, you are talent, right? There has to be a secure space for you to park. You just don't go in where everybody else is going in, right?
Yeah,
you guys, there is a certain entrance for the talent, right? And obviously, there has to be a certain level of security when it comes to those places. Because, yes, you are going to come across situations where not everybody is your fan. Some people are out there just to disrupt because they know that you are this volatile person or your wife is this volatile person. So they want to get that out of you so that you can embarrass you and then, discredit you. Because they feel you're getting more play than others, and they don't see you, or they don't see your value. So I feel obviously, it's the age of social media, and how serious should we take things? Because remember, for him to get that car, man, that's hard work. That's him working,
it is.
Pushing and doing the shows and releasing the music and doing stuff for him to have that money to buy himself that car.
I get you.
That is something that's hard earned. So I also as a person, as an individual, if that was to happen to me the moment before I go on stage, I don't think I'll be able to do it because that hurts. Maybe I've not paid insurance. I'm not, that car is not insured. So
It's on third party.
yeah, then maybe it's on a third party thing, and now that. Well, if my car broken, I have to pay for everything. Right? Who's liable to that thing? And then how protected do I feel? Because one, if you can't protect my car, how am I going to be protected leaving out of this? What's going to happen to me when I go onto the stage?
But now, from what you're saying, I think basically these guys are too reckless with their words. They risk. They expose themselves. You shouldn't. You are an artist. One. Remember, you have got people who support you everywhere, and you've got people who don't support you everywhere.
Yes.
But now they are not. Kune magafa, kune mabanditi, kune magalis, different clans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kwa kuna soja lava angane anji anja zauti.
Okay.
You need as I feel Holingende is still small, he's still young, an artist, he's still a novice to have that commanding team, commanding army, commanding clique. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To have that masoja. You know what I mean? Right now, if you go on say whatever you want to say about Winky D and Magafa, they don't like it, they'll come and you realize you'll have 200,000 comments on your feed. All right, he does a show, everyone who's there loves Winky D. He's got his following. Same with Sekalas. He goes to perform in Bari, packed baba, right? Can Hulungende do the same thing? No, because he's still growing. He's still having that clique which is growing. Possibly he's got his own 20 people who are do or die, the Hulumaloti movement. You know what? So I feel these kids, they need to tone it down. In West, they don't have a PR. I don't think they even have a manager. If they do, then that guy is doing crap because he needs to handle their social media, what they put out there. I know it's hip hop. Their mentality is hip hop and dancehall. Sometimes you are rowdy. You just you are reckless. You want to say whatever you want to say, but not at these times. Things have changed. You look at Jamaica right now, where these things happen. It's not like that anymore. They've toned down a little because they realize that if you don't do that, dude, you be gunned down easy.
Yeah.
How many kids have been shot on TikTok live because they talk crap?
But I think obviously where we are nowadays with the age of technology, because if you want to take it back, there was rivalries. Like
yes.
At one point, Sir Colors and Soldier Love, they actually went to the clash at the City Sports Center, and obviously Colors and whoever won there. Some Colors people will be like, Colors did this, but he was shortchanged. People were just pushing more on the Soldier Love thing, but there was that little rivalry, and especially when it comes to the fans, fans will take it more on to a physical, physical sense where they would actually start harming each other or just trying to find ways of getting at the next person because their artist is not going along. But we are now in that stage where these guys have easy access to their phones. It doesn't take them long to go on a live and just put a rant out there. And that is also what's generating the numbers because, you know what, it's the negative stuff, the controversial stuff that is being really followed upon. I mean, I think with guys like Winky D, they didn't grow or they didn't become big in that space.
Yes.
It was about their craft, their music, doing the talking for them.
Yeah.
All right. So, right, and then obviously they were able to achieve or to grow to the statuses they are right now, and they don't need to be as controversial. It's just about him putting something new. He's got that fan base that's there. But remember that if you just try to keep back, you are easily forgotten, especially with this new age artists, right? Then it needs you to, because this guy is obviously he has thrown out a couple of hits, but it's not a year yet since
It's not and sometimes their music.
What is the formula? Because you might find that they've got management who tell them we're not seeing enough of you on the spaces. We're not seeing enough controversial stuff. We need people engagement. We need to see feeds. We need to see reactions. We need to see comments coming in because of something that you've said. And while people are still talking about that issue, we're dropping a single.
So the thing is, if you want that kind of thing, attack an individual. Don't attack a community. Because one day you are in that community performing in that community. You rather go for an individual. Go for your usual, your colorful, because it's just one person you are attacking. And if the worst happens to you, you know where to start. Right now, what you're going to do when they ask you go and perform aquatic, then you can't go there because you know it's a no-go area.
Obviously, you can say whatever you're going to say about.
Because remember a long time ago, we used to have Zim Dancehall was had places like you can't go and perform in DZ Colors, you can't go and perform there. HKD, you can't perform in Bare, and it was like that before. Yeah, right. When it was starting, it was like that.
It was, yeah.
Titi danger zone, takaipa, and kune wakufio wakaipa.
Yeah.
But now with time, they realize no, we still need each other in terms of performance. As much as I can fight with Jalav, I can fight with Colors or whatever. I'm not attacking the community. I'm not attacking a location. I'm not attacking Wegutafara. I'm attacking an individual Wemtafara. You know what I mean? So you can still walk in there and do whatever you want to do because you still need those people as an artist.
See, if I was to, for example, attack HKD, just attacking HKD, I'm not going to be able to walk in DZ.
So this is the thing.
You get that? Because DZ identifies itself with HKD. You know what I mean? So if I was to say anything negative, all right, that's people from that area who say this is our guy, this is the person who's put us on the map, who's put our hood. Yeah. Remember, there's always that hood pride.
Yes,
he's the one who's put the hood on the map. So this is our guy, and this guy, we go with him through thick and thin.
Yes.
So if Joe is gonna come and say stuff about our dude, he's coming.
Yes,
we can't wait for him to come.
But still, if you're fighting a Freeman, you remember there are certain people who don't care about what's happening in music and all these things and all those clans. They don't care.
Yeah.
But if you say you are mushitungwisa, makadakwa, if you nekambuya kasingatere marekodi kakazvinzo kakagara pamusika katoti urovai. You see what I'm saying?
We associate. I think we also need to know that these young artists, especially the ones that are coming from the ghetto, they, you know what, ghettos, obviously, every ghetto has got that, my ghetto is the best ghetto.
Yeah.
You know what? That other ghetto is nothing compared to where I'm from. So if I'm from Highfields and somebody comes and tells me, I'll tell you like, yo, bro, you don't know my street. You know what I mean?
If we want to be blunt and really look at musically what these kids are doing, most of them, they're singing trash. You know what I mean? I think for
bubblegum music.
But now, for some reasons, I think Holengende has given me possibly his best tracks. His last two tracks, those are the best tracks he's ever done in his whole entire life because my records, anyone can listen to whatever age group you are.
Yeah.
Right? It's not the bubblegum, the Faza Madzimai thing.
Yeah.
Right? The street, the vibe. Like I'm just doing this song for clicks just to be on top. He sat down and whatever I was going through, he wrote proper song. But now suddenly you're gonna blow that out because of these kids. They just need to tone it down a little bit. Tone it down a little bit, let it settle, then start again. But in a different look at because if you are good, bro. If you are good, we'll still appreciate your music. Controversy, it can only go for a certain. Create controversy for a week, not controversy for the rest of your life, because. Mangomano pera, my hits will stop coming and everything. Then what? You know what I mean? we don't care about you anymore. The moment the music stops, so let the music. I would rather have an artist let the music speak more than your mouth.
It goes back to the ego.
Oh,
Because
fucking hell.
there is no artist that will come up who's worth their salt, who will ever come in and say, if I only get maybe 2 or 3 hits, I'm good. You know what?
Yeah.
Once every album you put out, every song you put out, when you put it out, you're saying it's better than the last one.
Yeah.
It's better than my hit, right? And obviously, you only find out the hits are gone when they're gone. All right?
Yeah.
You don't see the trajectory. All right? Because remember, there might be a song here that goes a lull, and then the next one can just put you on the next level. You might hit a couple of ones that are not so good.
Something happened. Something happened. Winky D was in Zambia
Uh-huh.
on Saturday.
Okay.
Yay.
How good? How big? How
Hey.
good?
Hey. I think it's literally you taking the Zimbabwe fans and they are suddenly in Zambia. But now I don't know the percentage of the Zambians who attended the gig or the Zimbabweans who attended the gig. Whether it was half or it was 60-40 or 70-30, I honestly don't know. But what I know is he filled up and it was electrifying. It was splendid. As usual, you know how he dishes out.
But he's grown, man. He's now at a level. It's not necessarily, but I think with Zambia, it's an easy translation for him.
Exactly.
Even Mozambique, it's an easy transition for him to just go in there and fill up. He is the man, the headliner. He's not just coming there as just a vaguely known person. He is now, you know what, when it comes to dancehall from an African perspective, if we are looking at African dancehall artists that are out there, Winky D is probably mentioned in that room of the big guys, right? So when there's a dancehall following, a dancehall crowd in the fandom, especially in Southern Africa, I don't think Winky D will have a problem filling up a stage.
So are we saying now is he international now?
Yeah, he's been. The thing is, he's regional.
He's regional.
He's regional, superstar regional.
But
all right.
I think for them now, what they need to do, if I were them, is to take country by country, especially in Africa.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You've been in Zambia. You realize Zambia. I did 30K people, or like 10K, 15K. Move to the next country. Go to Kenya. Go to Ghana.
That's where you are now. Put your name out there. I don't know. I feel. You know what? Is your music being played at the dancehall shows by the DJs?
Yeah.
Have those relationships with the top dancehall DJs in all these countries.
Yeah.
Make sure you are somewhat work with a producer or something of that sort. Make yourself relevant, because now it's so easy. It's easier, much easier for you to just be able to just link up with the guy from this other side. You know, speak with an authority on social spaces, or be on a podcast, do these things so that people get to bring out more of your music out there. You know what? So I think with Winky D, I think he can also be comfortable because he's, you know, he doesn't need to do a lot.
I think now this is the time for him to.
Yeah, so he's, you know, like
expand.
You remember, like with Lucky Dube, at the epitome of his career, just maybe before he was tragically killed, he didn't need to create new music.
Yeah.
He would probably do one big sellout show in America.
That's it.
And that's it. Big money, and then he comes back because he had already done the work.
Yeah.
He's now just, you know, eating the fruits of his labor. So I think with Winky D, he is possibly getting to that point.
Because his catalog is mad, man.
He is, and he's got. I actually the other day, now that you mentioned it, I don't know why, I was on Facebook and the reels came up to his thing in was it Kadoma?
Yeah.
It was in Kadoma.
Yeah. Usually it's Kadoma.
And I ended up watching the whole performance by Winky D, and it was just an electrifying situation. He didn't really need to sing a lot of those songs.
No,
you know.
No, he introduces.
The moment he just introduces, I mean, that song is taken over.
Or they introduce.
Yeah.
He backs them.
Yeah, and
he gives.
And he's got certain segments. He's so clean. He comes in with the party side, then he goes to the conscious side, then he goes to the sing along side. He's such a polished.
He knows.
Performance that it's worth every cent you would pay to go watch him, and he still brings the energy. He's not lazy.
No.
He's still, you can see that he's gone through the rehearsal process.
Yeah.
Everybody in his band is serious, and he's bringing, and he's bringing a polished product to the masses.
That
so
guy.
Big ups to the big man. Keep doing what you're doing. Fly the flag high, man. If you did Zim proud in Zambia, and thank you to Zambia for going out there and being supported.
Branda Banda. Branda. He's manager.
Is his manager?
Yeah, whenever you see me with Shinzo, like, hey, Branda, I mean, Branda, this is Branda. Maybe Shinzo and Branda.
No, but that's cool. That's cool, man. That's cool. That's good stuff, man.
What else do they been happening?
Oh, man, a lot of stuff, eh? I was just coming up on a personal thing. I was watching this thing, and I'm hoping that hopefully life takes me there. Have you ever heard of a thing called overlanding?
No.
Overlanding. Well, it's like going on safari, getting your own 4x4 truck, and then sprucing it up with everything, like a tent on the top, get your fridges, cooking utensils and stuff like that. I've been so much into that whole thing, that whole craze, man. And I was watching this because there's a lot of guys on YouTube that do the overlanding, it's South African guys, and a lot of white, older other South African guys that go out, and they have been doing these overlanding trips on safari in Zimbabwe, bro.
Oh yeah.
And they are going to places that I have never thought of going there, but
in
when
Zimbabwe.
you're in Zim, bro, like, I mean, we know of Gonarejo, but who's ever planned on going to Gonarejo?
Exactly.
Well, you know of Mana Pools, but have you ever planned on going to Mana Pools? But and then when you see the actual the beauty and the people that are still pushing, I also felt so bad as someone who walks around and says proudly Zimbabwe, that I have no idea. Or I've never
have you traveled in Zim, like if you traveled Zim?
I have to a certain point, but I've not extensively traveled. I think yes, as a Zimbabwean, you've gone to Vic Falls, obviously.
Obviously.
You've I don't even think I've been to Kariba.
Serious?
I don't think I've been to Kariba. I've been to Nyanga. Yes. I've been as far as Honde Valley. Beautiful site. Beautiful.
Amazing.
Yeah. I've been to Mutare. It's one of the best places. Obviously Great Zimbabwe. We've been there since
from kids.
That's Kumusha. Then
exactly.
And then there are Kami ruins. We've been to those places, but I've been to Wange, all right? But it's never been a situation as a grown-up. Where I've planned a trip. And then I'm saying, you know what, when I go to Zim next time, because every time we go to Zim, you just end up in the city.
Exactly.
You just go to the hood, you go to all your friends, you go to the normal hangout spots in the zoo, in the city where they braai, where the club is, where the people just chill, and then you sort of. But you don't go and say, you know what, I want to book a guest house for my family.
I think I've been privileged to when I traveled. Like I traveled Zim, I think, from Zambezi to Limpopo. I've been there, and I think the most of the times when we traveled, we always said, let's not book into the main hotels. Let's find chalets.
Yeah.
Let's get in.
Yeah, that's more affordable because remember it's US dollars, and I don't know why people in Zimbabwe think a US dollar is a kwacha or is
So the other time
bro, those hotels are quite expensive.
Yes,
man.
they are.
But you can find like the little guest houses, chalets.
Yes, because what happens in Zimbabwe is most of these big companies like Old Mutuals, Yosesas, they've got chalets where their bosses go for a retreat. So when no one is there, you can actually hire it out.
Yeah, I've got a cousin.
So it's cheap. It's cheap.
She's in Australia, and I know the husband has got a place, a house that he sort of books out to people who want to go in Falls. It's in Vic Falls, and then he built it. He made a nice little joint for himself. And then when people want to go here, he actually advertises out. Yes. I think it's on B&B or something.
There are a lot of them. Yeah, they're in the middle of the forest, Baba. So like a dip. I remember we went. I think we hit a kudu or something. I don't know when it was at night. When we woke up in the morning, after we got to our chalet, we woke up and the bumper was eaten out by the lion.
Ooh.
Because there was blood.
I'm scared of those things. But I would still want to do that. I would still.
This is nice.
Want to go on that sort of safari because it's probably a week where you are out there.
It's nice.
If you could get people, I don't know if there are people that hire out those overlander SUVs. Then you can just hire it out and just go in and drive it. And it's not overly. They usually go as a group, but then as a group you still get time to maybe take a detour by yourself. You're just not in a bus with everybody going on. If you want to do a trek by yourself for a single day and then you meet up with the rest somewhere else and at the camping site or something like that, I would love. And you know what? I think. But when you look at these videos, the sad part is it's there are no locals.
Exactly. Because people, people are busy
You'll
doing
find
something
people
else.
as far as Germany and stuff like that, and
coming
they're
to
all
enjoy.
foreigners. But we've got people in the diaspora that are making money that will come back home. Obviously, yes, we've got other things. We are building houses.
That's the funny thing. It's I think for most of the people, it's like going to a restaurant. We don't have the culture of going to eat out or going on a holiday. We think it's for white people. It's not even. Can I say it's a priority? It's something which you have to.
It happens
because they plan holidays. We don't.
No,
when we go to Chivi or we are going to a funeral. You see, there's no way we say.
And if you say when you take time out and you want to go back home, you already got a project that you're going to do. Is it the fans or the toilet? Is it up there? And you don't have that time of saying no, but I'm
going home. I'm going on
taking
holiday.
My family. Then obviously I can go see my other family, the extended family, maybe for a day or two. But I'm gonna put 3 days where I'm just away with my family, where we take this detour to this area. Maybe this year we go to this place. Next year we go to that place. And that's
and eat apples.
I just want that to happen. Because I was actually speaking to my wife that obviously we are planning on going home with the whole family and doing a whole track. And then we were talking. I was like, but our car is not going to be really conducive for us to take the safari.
You get a car there.
Yeah, then obviously, maybe I might do a lot of that and just do a research and stuff like that, because it's one of the things that you'd love to do, man. And hopefully, if somebody out there has got an idea, feel free to share on the comments and stuff. And then, if there's a link out there that we can do, and it's supporting local tourism and putting ourselves on the map, and also just enjoying the beauty of where we're from, because Zim is beautiful, man.
I've been if ever I become a millionaire, I want to retire in Vumba.
In Vumba?
Yeah. Vumba is the place.
Where is Vumba?
Vumba, Eastern Islands.
Eastern Islands. Okay, that's nice. That's nice.
It's so.
Why do I always, when somebody says Vumba, I'm thinking Karoi?
No.
Because I was about to say, now isn't that the mosquito belt there?
No. It's the other way when you go to Trotback and those places.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I've stayed a lot of times at the Trotback.
Yes.
That's a nice place. I don't know how it is nowadays, but I think I've had maybe 2 or 3 times that I've stayed at the Trotback Inn. And then at that one time, the last time I went there, they didn't do my steak properly. So standards.
Was it well done?
Yeah, it was well done. I asked for medium rare and really well done.
No. Don't be an African, bro.
Oh,
yeah.
I was introduced.
Yeah, either.
Yeah, they give it you dead. And chewing gum.
I think we're done for the day.
Yeah, we're done. Yeah.
You guys, thank you so much for watching. This is your Uncle Joe's Diaries, and me and Izzy.